Check this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's live stream broadcast featuring the RA Long Lumberjacks at home, welcoming in the Hockinson Hawks in Greater St. Helens League 2A boys. Basketball action is the league opener for both teams, and we are just a few minutes away from starting lineups and the tip-off. Nick Sisson here on behalf of N2 Media, as always. Big opportunity here tonight for the Hockinson Hawks. 8 seniors on the roster, as we're going to get to know them and, once again, the RA Long Lumberjacks in just a few minutes' time.
Fresh off their first place finish in the Low Parade, RA Long High School Athletic Band under the direction of Mr. Dan Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, our student athletes recognize that judgment calls made by coaches of schools and themselves are made in good faith and should be respected. Spectators can support both of these teams by refraining from derogatory and demeaning comments and cheers this evening. We hope that you will enjoy tonight's action and support the student athletes from both teams in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge our officials and thank them for their time and effort this evening. Without officials, tonight's game would not take place. A big hand for tonight's officiating crew, Mr. Neil Williamson, Mr. Jeff Whitman, and Mr. Ryan Huff. Please remember, ladies and gentlemen, to stay positive tonight with your actions and words, and to always be an encouraging example for everyone around you to follow. Thank you from RA Long High School and the Greater St. Helens League. And now let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Hockinson Hawks, as announced by head coach Dalton Roush. At guard, a 5'10" senior, wearing number 1, Captain Riker Kitchen. At the wing and post, a 6' senior, wearing number 5, Grant Gumringer. At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, wearing number 11, Peyton Poppy. At the post, a 6'4" senior, wearing number 15, Kirby Vanderhouten. And at the post, a 6'6" senior, wearing number 20, Andrew Meyer. excursionists of Joe Moses Court in this, what the Seattle Times called one of the top 10 gymnasiums in the state of Washington. The jewel of 1939, your historic Lumberdome. I ask you, Lumber Nation, as you rise to your feet, don't you know what time it is? It's 7:02 p.m. and it's time to get a little bit jacked up. Here are the starting lineup for your, say it with me,
quite the introduction here tonight at the Lumberdome on Joe Moses Court. The RA Long Lumberjacks set to host the home and league Greater St. Helens League opener against the hungry Hockinson Hawks. All of those words started with the letter H. And that's your Sesame Street lesson for the night. As I mentioned, Hockinson already with a big victory on the road against Centralia of the EVCO Conference, 85-48. RA Long also taking on an EVCO opponent. In fact, one from the 1A ranks as well, and a team from the Trico 1A at Seton Catholic. RA Long 3-0, passed every test so far, defeating Montesano and Aberdeen as well. RA Long will do it with defense and tenacity and not shoot themselves in the foot, but I was told that tonight it might be a little bit of a track meet here between both teams. Just about set for the tip. And now the lights are dimming again, so confusion, can't play in the dark here. We'll see if the kinks get ironed out here at the Lumberdome. It wouldn't be the first game without a little hiccup. Another word that starts with the letter H. And the jump, ball kind of thrown in the side of the Lumberjacks, but doesn't matter. Rhett Young wins it. RA Long controls the ball, first possession of the game. Abel Million picks up his dribble, looking for some help. Peyton Thill with a fresh Rhett Young looking haircut. Gets it to Landon Irwin, who dimes it down to Young on the spot, on the block, far side, off the glass, 2-0 Lumberjacks. If Rhett Young is able to get to his spots here tonight, it could be a long night for the Hawks, but a long way to go here in this one. Get to know the Hawks here as we go through the game. Some of them definitely seen and broadcasted before. 3-ball up and off. Shot there was by Riker Kitchen. Jacks control the rebound. Abel Million puts his head down, dribbles right, moves it back towards the far side. Brown now looking to enter to Young, and Young gets on his spot, puts it on the deck, goes up, a little fader is off the back iron. Rebound, Hockinson. Kitchen, bounce pass on the block, far side. Nice dime down low, 2-2. Underneath the basket there for the bucket is Andrew Meyer. Meyer, 6'6", not giving up too much size down low. Phil looking to enter it into Young. So far the Jacks looking to enter it to their big guy. Passes it back to Phil on the run. Phil misses the shot. Kitchen ends up tracking it down for Hockinson. Dime down low. Hawks missed the layup at the cup. Put back rolls off as well. And a foul, no call there as Phil was grabbed trying to get the rebound, but Lumberjacks survive there. Landon Irwin dials up the long distance plan, 5-2. Gumringer, hop step, kind of floats and hits. Tough shot there. Contested, 5-4. Hockinson answers. Million splits the defenders, goes up with the left, misses. Young's there to get it, gets it again after missing, and third time's not a charm for R.A. Long as it's rebounded by the Hawks, and now they're pushing. No numbers, though. Kitchen doesn't care, goes up in traffic, lays it up, no good. It's on the floor. It'll be an out underneath the basket for the Hawks.
Correction, Lumberjack foul number 23, Irwin. First team foul of the quarter.
Shot no good. Underneath the basket, and they're going to get a foul on Irwin, and I don't think Irwin thought that he committed the foul.
Lumberjack foul number 23, Irwin. Second personal, second team foul. Vanderhelm to the line, shooting 2.
Free throw up and off the mark.
Lumberjack substitution.
Just thought about something here. Kind of curious about it, but Trey Jenkins was initially named in the starting lineup, but I believe didn't come out during introductions after that. I'll have to go back and check. I could be just getting old, which that is happening, though. Second free throw is good. 5 up here, 5 minutes to go. Brown with it now. Good defense there to cut off Brown's drive. Jenkins dials up a 3, and it's short. Young is there to track down the rebound, finds Jenkins cutting, and he's bumped, tries to muscle through 2 defenders, instead dials it up for Lonnie Brown, and Brown has it rattle out. Ball loose near side, picked up by the Hawks. And now, going to get ball out of bounds, no foul called. A lot of contact there. 4:32 to go here in the opening quarter. Nice ball fake, Phil up in the air, and it's a 3-point bucket for Peyton Poppy. 8-5 Hawkinson. Jenkins puts it on the deck, kicks. Phil open for 3. Yes. The answer from Phil. So the Jacks with their second triple of the game. Cutting underneath the basket, wide open is Gumringer, now with 4 in the game. Someone's got to D him up. Up ahead is Million. Million sneaks it underneath the defender with the left hand, looking for an and one to the referee. Didn't get it, but will settle for the bucket. Back and forth we go, 10-10. Both teams pushing the pace here in the early going. Kick to the far corner. Kitchen contested, airballs it. It's loose and picked up by Jenkins. Trailers Million dials up a 3. It's short, airballed, and out of bounds. Ten to 10 the score. Underneath the basket, a kick, and the shot up, no good. Jacks move it far side. Million almost loses it out of bounds, but recovered by R.A. Long, and now Brown with it. Near wing, three-point land extended, so with his dribble. Goes back to Million. Million at the volleyball line looking to regroup. Top of the key, Jeff Rookledge, who enters into the game. Puts it on the deck and drives. He's cut off. Jenkins steps out, shoots the three, and it's out. Looked like it was going down, but rims are rattling so far here in the early going. Pass underneath, deflected. Back out to the three-point line, though, recovered by the Hawks. Three up and on the way, off back iron. Lonnie Brown with the rebound for R.A. Long. Both teams, again, just continuing to run the floor here. Frantic pace here in the early going. 2:29 to go. Pump fake on the three. Rookledge sets his feet, dials it up. Yes. Jeff Rookledge, sophomore. And this ball is poked out of bounds.
Out of bounds, Hockinson basketball. Fedorenko into the ballgame for the Hawks.
Daniel Fedorenko checking in. 6-foot senior for the Hawks. 13-10 Jacks. Hesitation dribble, double team far side, kick near wing, rotation to the corner. Three is up by Kitchen, and it's off the front iron. Rebound, Million. Million has Rookledge running the court near sideline. Jacks looking to get into the offense now. Goes to Brown. Brown ball fakes, looks off. Fake pass by Million. Back to Brown. Nice box out by Million to set up Brown. Shot missed, but Jenkins is there for the board. Million back up, looks left. It is 2 air balls for Million so far from long range. Hockinson with the rebound, pushing the pace once again. Double team up top to the corner. Open three on the way from Fedorenko, no good. Offensive rebound, though, to Kitchen. Three ball by Poppy. Yes, second triple. And we've got a whistle after the made bucket. It's going to be a foul as well. 13-13, minute 20 to go here in the first. Delay of game warning on the Hawks. Fans, be sure to like and comment on the live stream throughout the game. Feel free to type in where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. Jab step right, dribble, pass to the corner. Rookledge, another triple is good. 6 now for Rookledge, matching Poppy. And now we got a deflection in the backcourt. Ball loose, and it's stolen away by R.A. Long. Up ahead is Rookledge. Rookledge into contact, throws it up, doesn't make the shot, but we'll head to the line anyway. Now the student section for R.A. Long getting into it here. Chance of you can't do that.
First team foul of the quarter. Rookledge to the line for the Jacks. Shooting 2.
Rookledge has the first free throw, rim in and out. Young checking back in.
Young back in the ballgame for the Jacks. Replaces Million.
Rookledge hits the second, now 7, leading all scorers in the game. Jacks with a 4-point lead, 17-13. Whistles. 3 in the key violation called. And it's going to go against Ethan Wall, 6'4 junior, who recently checks in for the Hawks. 40.4, 10-second differential between shot clock and game clock. All right, Long with possession, leading by 4 as Phil, taking his time getting it across, has to get in front of the 10-second clock and does. Brown puts it on the deck and drives, cut off baseline, picks it up, skips it. 3 on the way by Rookledge for double figures. It's off back iron. Long rebound, though, controlled by Jenkins. So the Jacks can hold for the final look. This one's tapped out of bounds. It's going to stay here with R.A. Long as it's out just in front of the student section. Nick Pitsley leading the cheer squad over there. Inbound, bounce pass to Phil. 15 on the clock now as Peyton dribbles near wing, circles back left wing, continues to drive, kicks to Rookledge, a 3 on the way, looks long and it is. Jenkins controls another offensive rebound. Phil tries his luck, looks long, but it's not. Right down. My viewpoint, not as good that time. Peyton Phil with a bucket. Dre Key pumped up after that. Big bucket there by Peyton. Great job by Trey Jenkins after 2 missed 3-point baskets. He gets the offensive rebound and keeps the possession alive for R.A. Long. Tough to beat R.A. Long if you can't win the rebounding battle. And Trey has shown great athleticism throughout his development for no matter what sport he's playing. Football, basketball, track. I'm sure he'd be a good baseball player. I'm sure he'd be a good wrestler. I'm sure he'd be a good swimmer. Second quarter of action coming up. R.A. Long on top 20-13 with that made 3 ball. Peyton Phil now with 6. Jeff Rookledge still leading the way with 7. Got Landon Irwin with 3. Rhett Young with 2 and Abel Million with 2. That's your total scoring for R.A. Long there in the quarter. Peyton Poppy, 5'10 sophomore with 6 to lead Hockinson. Grant Gumringer with 4. Andrew Meyer with 2. Kirby Vanderhouen with 1. R.A. Long won the tip. So it's going to be Hockinson basketball as we start the second quarter of action. Again, fans, please be sure to share the live stream link. Streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter tonight. Appreciate everyone being with us. Nick Sisson here on behalf of N2 Media, as always. No timeouts taken by either coach there in the first quarter. Good defense extended out to the three-point line. Dribble drive, cut off beautifully on the baseline. Hawks looking for help. It's deflected. Rookledge turns his head around just in time, picks it up. R.A. Long forces a turnover. Phil switched up on defense there by the Hawks. Gets it to Brown. Back to Peyton. Swings it. Jenkins in rotation. Fires it up and hits. The Jacks are unconscious right now from 3. 23-13. Double team at half court. A little trap being played here by the Jacks. In the corner. Nice drive and a kick to the top. Hawks rotate to the far side. Fedorenko didn't catch it cleanly. Puts it on the deck. Tries to rise up in front of Young. Misses it short, but follows it. Gets his own rebound. Goes up off the glass. Nice play there by Daniel Fedorenko. First bucket of the game. Down low, Young out to Rookledge in the corner, and it's off. And tapped around. It ends up getting to Young. Young puts it on the deck, and it's stolen away. Nice play there. Fedorenko forces the steal. Brings it up. And loses the ball momentarily, but gets it down low to the block. Shot is good, and 1. Making it happen is number 24, Ethan Wall, as he will head to the line. Lonnie Brown Jr. called for the foul. The Hawks trimmed the lead to 6. And the free throw rolls in. Wall now with 3. Phil close to maybe being over and back. Rookledge fires up a 3. This one's airballed. Jenkins, the last to touch it. Shot early in the clock there. Rookledge cooling down just a little bit, and he's checked out. Landon Irwin back into the game for R.A. Long. So far right now, the Jacks haven't really generated too many easy buckets, but they have the lead by 5. Hawks not going anywhere, though. Good defense down low, kicked. Jump stop, tough contested shot, fading, no good. A little bit short, rebound Irwin. Phil, near the half-court line, gets a screen, goes opposite. Continues his drive, and he's fouled, trying to dime it to the corner. Irwin was open. 5:41 to go, second quarter. 23-18, R.A. Long on top by 5. And it's going to be Phil taking it out for the Jacks. Bounce pass to Brown. Brown ball fakes, picks up his dribble. Back to Young, back to Brown. Brown's 3 is in. Circles around the rim and drops. More three-point baskets here for the Jacks. Lonnie Brown's first bucket of the game. Jacks back on top by 8. Hesitation dribble. Shot tough. Missed there by Tanner Williams. And now we've got a timeout. Drake He's going to take the timeout. We're going to use this moment to get in on the Hawks huddle here. Hockinson comes into this one with a win over Centralia. I couldn't find any information on it on Max Preps, excuse me, but want to know is the record that I saw. I overheard that they might have played an Australian team who came over to try their luck with some teams in the state of Washington. But what I do know is that the Hawks can get up and down, and they've got athletes on the court. Guys that have played at the varsity level for a few years. They took some lumps and bruises, but they look like the real deal this season and like they could compete for a district playoff spot. Back from the timeout, Lonnie Brown will inbound it. Jacks with the ball, 5:07 to go in the first half. Brown kicks to the corner, dribbling out of the corner is Thill. Hands off to Jenkins, who gets around and double clutches. Count the bucket and one. Jenkins with a small flex, doesn't want to get teed up there, of course. 28-18. That's Jenkins' first 2-point field goal. Chance at the old-fashioned here. And the free throw is good. 6 now for Tremaine. Bounce pass on the block. Tough to score on Young. Young does a great job going straight up. Pass down low. Back door is Irwin, and Irwin can't hold on to it. Great vision there by Jenkins. Poppy gives it up. That one's stolen away, and then Gumringer commits a foul, reaching in, trying to get it back for the Hawks. 4:16 to go.
First personal, third team foul of the quarter.
Abel Million heading to the scorer's table to check in at the next dead ball for R.A. Long. Jenkins lobs it inside. Beautiful feed. Good strip, though. Rhett stays with it. Goes up off the rim and in. I was like, stay off the glass, but that didn't happen that time. Good job by Young to stay with it. Bounce pass. No one home for Hockinson. Just Trey Jenkins. Brown. He can hit it from here. Ball fakes. Gives it up. Still in range, though, for Lonnie, right at the volleyball line. And a feed down low to Young. Loose ball foul is called. And that foul is going to go on Andrew Meyer. 31-18. Hockinson started out strong there in the first. Crossover dribble by Million. Gets it back. Jenkins feeds it inside. Young fading. Tough shot for Rhett Young, the sophomore. Started out as R.A. Long career named player of the game as we've got a foul. It's going to be called against R.A. Long as Hockinson was moving it up the court quickly. It looked like Kitchen that was trying to get to the cup. But Young debuted with 19 points against Montesano. And it looks like Jeff Rookledge is going to check in. Trey Jenkins with a smile on his face heads to the bench for a rest. 3:16 to go here in the first half. 5-second call potentially. We've got an offensive foul instead. It's going to get called against Grant Gumringer. All of a sudden, it's a 15-point lead, but the Lumberjack defense has clamped down so far here in the second quarter. Irwin moves it. Phil Million circles the top, moves it far side. Rookledge puts it on the deck once. Now to Million. Jack's living outside on the three-point line, looking for a good position, possibly to lob it into Young. Young sets a good screen. Phil, nice crossover, kicks to the corner, extra pass to the top. Irwin for three, off no good. Ball tapped up, loose, and Rookledge battling down low, can't come up with it. Hockinson digs it out. And into contact, no call. Myers shot no good. Young there on the contest. Down the heart of the lane. Ball out of bounds after a missed shot by Phil, and it's going to be Hockinson basketball. So far, the Hawks' plan tonight is just to attack directly at Rhett Young down low, and although Young hasn't had any official blocked shots yet, he's doing a good job going straight up and avoiding getting fouls called against him and altering some of these Hockinson shot attempts down low. On the block is Vanderhoen. Kicks it to the top, one dribble, pop from Meyer, no good. Young's there for the rebound. Long outlet up ahead. Rookledge gets it to Irwin. Irwin reached in on, and then traveling is called on Landon. A couple subs coming in here for R.A. Long. Jenkins after a quick breather back in, and Young back in. Oh, excuse me, Young out, Lonnie Brown back in. Peyton Phil also out with Rhett Young. Corner three by Kitchen. Yes, badly needed bucket for Hockinson. Riker, Kitchen. Might have been a travel there by Million on the gather. Good ball fake by Brown. Brown drives and kicks. Corner three to get it back by Rookledge. Airballed, and this one's out of bounds. Gumringer had it in his lap. Couldn't hold on to it. 33-21. Kitchen, the captain for Hockinson, that was his first bucket of the game. Inbound to Rookledge. Jenkins jabs right, puts it on the deck, spin. Nice ball fake, goes up and under. Just misses the shot, but a big league move there as it looks like Jenkins is the last to touch it. Great footwork, great fundamentals. Trey looking healthier and healthier each day. Hawks contribute to 10 or possibly single digits with the three. Feed down low, in position, Million takes the bump, goes down, no call, loose ball on the floor. Now we've got a whistle. And it looks like there's going to be a foul against R.A. Long as Gumringer was on the ground, and it looked like Jenkins, yep, Jenkins was on top of him. 66 seconds to go here in the first half, and the Hawks inbound. Fresh shot clock as well. Wide open is Meyer, left-handed layup off the glass. It's a 10-point game. Whistle. And we're going to get a timeout after the made bucket. We'll keep it right here with the R.A. Long side. Inbound will be on the left side of the court. Exactly 1 minute to go after the bucket. It's a 10-point R.A. Long lead. Well, fans, it's a busy week of action. Greater St. Helens League action this week continues tomorrow. It's going to be girls basketball at Mark Morris High School. Hudson's Bay coming to town for a 7 o'clock tip against the Mark Morris Lady Monarchs. Thursday, we'll be down in Ridgefield for the first time this year. Mark Morris boys taking on the Ridgefield Spudders. And then Friday, back at Mark Morris for the girls game between Ridgefield and the Monarchs. All games start at 7 o'clock on N2 Media this week. Oh, give me a second. Don't know why it does that. Didn't miss anything other than the Jacks got it up the court. Jenkins moves it to Brown. Brown puts it on the deck. Kicks to Trey. Trey jabs right, moves it to Phil. Phil fires up a three. It's off the back iron and box out on Million, far side. Keeps RA Long from getting to it. Hockinson with the ball. Shot clock off. 29.5 to go here in the first half. Nice hesitation. Tough shot in the air by Kitchen. Goes up and under and finds some contact. Gets himself to the line. 18.4 to go. Hockinson can trim it to single digits with a free throw here. First short by Kitchen. And Rhett Young going to check in for RA Long. Again, fans, feel free to comment where you're watching from, who you're rooting for, how you think the game's going, how bad you think the announcer's doing. Next free throw is good, and we're going to have another sub. Kitchen now with 4. And it looks like Brandon Corey in for Hockinson. Jacks can hold for the final shot, leading by 9. Brown fires it up, and we've got a push that's called against Hockinson. It's not on Brown, but on the screener. And it looks like Irwin was there to set the screen, and this is going to be bonus free throws for RA Long. So Hockinson over the foul limit. Irwin will head to the line for 2. And the first one, no good. Four seconds exactly on the clock. And Irwin misses. Offensive rebound, though. Million up and under, off the glass, short. And that's going to do it. So the Jacks leave 2 at the free throw line. They did get an opportunity there to get those 2 back, but they still head to the locker room with a 9-point advantage, 33-24 at the intermission. And for your halftime entertainment here in just a moment, we'll have the RA Long cheer staff.
Your attention, please, Lumberjack Nation. It's time to take your school spirit to the next level. Introducing RA Long Huge Heads, brought to you by your RA Long FBLA Club. For only $30, you can get your favorite RA Long winter sports athlete face supersized.
Michelle's in the live stream comment section. Great job, Michelle. I promised the athletes go back and rewatch the games. They probably read all the great things that everyone says about them, maybe even some of the not so great things, which never happens, by the way. Yeah, no, I haven't seen a negative comment about an athlete yet, really. But your score at the break, 33-24, RA Long on top.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, your Lumberjack Cheer Squad.
And that is the RA Long cheer staff here at halftime. Again, your score 33-24. Let's take a look at the total numbers here, unofficial, of course. R.A. Long has a lot of players doing an equal amount of work so far here tonight. Jeff Rookledge still leading with 7, but then you've got Peyton Thill with 6, Trey Jenkin with 6, Rhett Young with 6, Lonnie Brown with 3, Landon Irwin with 3, and Abel Million with 2. 33 total points in that first half for R.A. Long. And for Hockinson, again, unofficial, Peyton Poppy with 6, and then Andrew Meyer with 4, Riker Kitchen with 4, Grant Gumringer with 4, Ethan Wall with 3, Daniel Federico with 2, and Kirby Vanderhouen with 1. 24 total points for the Hawks. All right, fans, we're going to take an audio timeout, and we will be back here in just a little bit. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the live stream. Getting set to start the second half of basketball here between R.A. Long and Hockinson. 33-24 the score. R.A. Long with the lead. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in here tonight. Appreciate all of you as always. Got a good one so far here, 33-24. Hawks calling for energy as they break the huddle to start the second half. R.A. Long built a 33-18 lead with a couple minutes left there in the second quarter. Hockinson closed the quarter out strong with a 6-0 run. It's going to be R.A. Long basketball as we start the third quarter. Million, Thill, Jenkins, Young, and Brown out on the court for R.A. Long. Pass down low, tough. Tuck and reversed layup by Trey Jenkins. Back out to a double-digit advantage for R.A. Long at 11. Three ball up and down. That's a big bucket there for Peyton Poppy. Hawks get the answer. Brown being guarded by Kitchen, drives and kicks. Million is called for traveling. So the Jacks turn it over. Poppy now with 9 to lead the Hawks in scoring. Kitchen moves it to Poppy. We have a whistle. Offensive foul is going to be called. And it looks like they're going to get this one on Andrew Meyer. So Lumberjacks get the ball back after the Hawks turn it over. Meyer now with 3 personal fouls. So he's got to be careful remainder of the quarter. Nine on the shot clock. It still resets from the volleyball line. Fancy dribbling, drives and kicks, double team comes. Great defense forced there by Grant Gumringer. Another R.A. Long turnover. Cut down the lane. Kitchen in front of Young. Uses the glass with the left hand. It's a 6-point game. Million takes it strong to the rack. Looks off the defender with a fake pass to the corner. Tough shot here. Ill-advised. And Meyer and Young battling for it. And it's Lonnie Brown who comes over for support. And we've got a foul called on Meyer. That's going to be huge. That is going to be his 4th foul. Jacks looking to possibly get back on top by double figures here as an entry pass to Young, batted out of bounds. Kitchen now with 6 in the ball game for Hockinson. 5:39 to go, third quarter, as he's starting to get going. Kind of slow start in the first quarter. Jenkins from behind the line, no good. Thill, though, flies in, keeps it alive. Peyton's rebounding sure has improved. And his hair looks a lot better as well. Some might say the same to me if I got a haircut. Drive. Jenkins gets through traffic. Continuation. Count the bucket, they say. Trey Jenkins muscling through traffic. I was thinking they might get that one on, oh, no, excuse me, on the floor. The official pointed down as if you're doing the and one motion, and the pass inbounds is off of Rhett Young, and the Jacks turn it over. So, oh shoot, man, this thing is not good. Sorry, folks. And we got a whistle as Peyton Thill is riding along the side of Poppy. 5:04 to go. Oliver Garner checking in here for Hockinson. And then we got some pushing and shoving here, ill-advised. Abel Million committing a foul, and then some extra from Garner, who just entered the ball game, and a deliberate shove against Million. Now they're going to go double technicals here, and I don't think that that's going to make head coach Jeray Key very happy, as he wants to know how Million got a technical there. And Garner is going to check out, so not good. And now we've got more physical play and a whistle before the ball even gets attempted to be inbounded. This one has the makes for maybe a chippy second half. Both teams wanting to establish themselves as contenders in the Greater St. Helens League. And, Hawkinson's here to say they're not going to be pushed around. Let's see how this plays out as Brown takes it strong to the rack after a turnover on the inbound. Jacks looking to get going. Kick to the corner. Jenkins flies by. Bounce pass inside. Not gathered initially. And they're calling for three in the key. Not going to get it. Shot up, rolls off. And Brown comes away with the rebound. Bounce pass inside. Jenkins up and under. Off the glass. Rolls off. Young is there. He's fouled. No call, but puts it up and in anyway. So Rhett Young with another bucket. Lead up to 12. Kitchen backs off. Finds an open shooter. Three is up and good. So here we go. Ethan Wall now with 6 after the made bucket. Lead cut down to 9 just like that. Jenkins looks off, drives, gets to the rack, leaves it short. Young's there for the offensive rebound. Ball's out of bounds, and it's going to stay here. Landon Irwin is going to check in for Trey Jenkins. Jenkins with 8 points, exits. Nearly had 10 after the blow-by. And Abel Million gets the inbound. He's blocked from behind, but gets his own rebound. 3 for Brown. Yes! Lonnie Brown pumped up after the triple, as he had a big third quarter on the road against Seton Catholic, scoring 18 of his 24 in the third in that win. Kitchen drives and gets it up and under the big man somehow, and we got a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout here for Hockinson. We'll leave it right here on the Hockinson side. 44-34 the score. After that triple, Brown with 8. Ooh, now we got some regulators. They're turning it up here. Man, just the 30 though? We got the full timeout for this one. 44-34. Pace beginning to pick up a little bit here in the third. It's going to be R.A. Long basketball. Abel Million will bring it up. Entry pass attempted for Young. Backdoor is Thill under the basket. Reverse layup. And Peyton executes it beautifully. They try to double, and someone's open. 3 wide open for Poppy, and it's short. And we got a whistle and double dribble called against Phil. Phil up to 8 points, and Trey Jenkins is going to check in for Rhett Young. 3:03 left here in the second quarter. Jack's showing some full court press. And it's just going to back off and be a man-to-man. Now a double comes. And in position, offensive foul taken by Jenkins. He does that so well, anticipating when the ball handler is going to leave his feet, and he's in position. And that's the 5th team foul. They're going to call for a wipe-up job here underneath the basket. Because it's an offensive foul, this will not put R.A. Long on the free throw line, even though the Hawks have reached the foul limit. Next foul by either team, unless R.A. Long's called for an offensive foul, of course, will put the other team on the free throw line, as the Jacks have 4 team fouls. Tom Spellmeyer doing a great job here, getting the floor cleaned up. And we're ready to go here. Jacks on top by 12, 46-34, looking for more. Jacks moving it around the perimeter here. Million, ball fakes, finds Brown. Open 3, far side, short. Rebound pulled in, though, by Landon Irwin. Pump fake. Million finds Brown. Steps into it, wide open. Another triple. LBJ up to double figures with 11 now. Brown with 8 in the quarter, after scoring only 3 in the first half. Brown being backed down on, forces a kick. Far side, Williams falls down, out of bounds, and it's going to be a turnover. It's a 15-point lead, tied for the largest of the game right now for the Lumberjacks, 49-34. Million brings it up for R.A. Long. At the foul line, Irwin tries to fire a pass inside. It's bad of the way. Stolen, Hockinson pushing. Jenkins was wide open there, but traffic made it a difficult pass. Shot no good. Million commits the foul, as Ethan Wall will head to the free throw line. Big free throws upcoming here for Hockinson, as they are desperately searching for a little bit of momentum to head into the fourth quarter here with $1:34 to go. And the free throw is good. 7 now for Wall. Game's getting good, folks. As we head into the fourth quarter, it's a 14-point lead. But Hockinson has some firepower, and Phil goes into the lane, and they're going to get a lane violation on Phil. And Phil looking around, saying he was shoved, but no call. Williams right next to him, Coy. Veteran move. And now Phil patiently waiting. Throws a good box out there. Free throw is missed by Wall. Phil now with it. Skip past Brown from the volleyball line, moves it to Rookledge. Rookledge got off to a great start in the first quarter, been quiet since. Bounce pass inside a little bit too hard, misplayed. Ball is going to go out of bounds right in front of us. They're going to say Hawks last to touch it. And now they're going to ask for some help here, and we're going to reset the shot clock back to 11. Brown for 3, corner, no good. Irwin goes up high, gets the rebound, kicks it out. Rookledge, Brown again, sets his feet for 3. Yes! LBJ happy with his long distance provider. Largest lead of the game for RA Long at 17. We got a timeout taken by Hockinson. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. 42.9 left in the frame. Brown now with 11 in the quarter. Fans, just a good time to let you know where you can find us on social media. Obviously, some of you are watching on these great platforms as I speak, but make sure you are following and get the notifications when we go live. YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Appreciate everybody's support, but make sure you're following on Twitter because that's where you're going to get a lot of the really interesting stuff that I tweet, like rankings. I might occasionally post them on Facebook. Game links as well on Twitter, Facebook occasionally as well. So as we're back to action here, Tanner Williams receives an inbound pass and charges into Irwin. No call. Good no call there, if you ask me. Irwin tried to sell it, did not get the Academy Award. Williams goes up off the glass for his first bucket, cuts the lead down to 15. Jacks maybe thinking about using some time here with just under 20 left in the quarter. Thill being guarded by Williams, looking to get a screen. Instead goes opposite. Finds Rookledge. Rookledge lifts the ball up. Finds Jenkins. Jenkins contested three. Yeah, the Jacks are just on fire. 4 seconds as the Hawks get it inbound. Williams crosses half court. Needs to get it up. Instead dimes it. Good if it goes, and it's off the rim. No good, and that is going to do it. The Jacks pumped up as they have their largest lead of the game heading into the fourth quarter at 55-37. That three ball puts Jenkins in double figures now with 11. What a quarter it was for Lonnie Brown Jr. 14 points overall in the game, 11 in the quarter. The Jacks put up 22 in the frame. Hockinson scores 13. You know, that's not bad. That's tied for their top quarter. They scored 13 back in the first as well. But unfortunately, the defense on the three-point line not quite up to snuff for the Hawks. Troy Wyatt, what's up, my man? He likes the long-distance provider. Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Good. Jacks with 2 in double figures. Thill and Young also with 8. But Brown, the leading vote getter, with 14 right now, and Jenkins with 11. Hockinson will start with the basketball, trailing 55-37. Inbound stolen away. Jenkins reads it beautifully. Goes up strong and touches the rim, and it rolls off. Was looking to pack one there. Would have made my son very happy. Hawks come the other way. Williams with another bucket, now 4. Hawks looking for something to get going. And the lead cut down to 16. Williams maybe providing a little bit of a spark here. Dangerous pass. Brown settles in for another 3. Line drive, knew he missed it, followed it, throws it in over his head. What a save by Brown as Young retrieves it. Ball movement. Near wing 3 by Rookledge. No, Rhett Young goes up and gets it. Foul called on the floor. And apparently nobody in the crowd for Hockinson thought that was a foul on them, so I'm a little shocked at the moment, but wide open is Jenkins, and Jenkins lays it in off the inbound. 13 now for Trey. I thought it was pretty obvious, but apparently not. Hesitation blow by, blocked by Young. Jenkins comes away with it. Jenkins pump fakes. Rookledge enters it down low, and Young not strong with the catch. Saved, and it's a bucket for Rookledge. Checkmate for the Rook, as Eric Elliott would say. Kitchen working against Thill, gives it up. Now Wall moves it far side. Wall sets a screen, and it's too much movement for Wall as he's called for the offensive foul. Rookledge now with 9 after the made bucket. Jenkins with 13 now. Young goes up, rolls off. Offensive rebound, though, by Rookledge. Thill for 3 open. Yeah, nothing but net, man. The Jacks are just shooting lights out so far here in the second half from 3. Dangerous pass, nearly a steal. Player down. Hawks looking for a call. They don't get it. Poppy dribbles back to the volleyball line, crosses over on Thill. Hesitation, goes up in front of 2 Jacks, draws a foul. Thill called for the foul, now 11 in the game.
Second personal, first team foul of the quarter.
Jacks on top 62 to 39. Poppy at the line for 2, hits the first, now in double figures with 10, leading all scorers for the Hawks. Second free throw is good. Brown finds Irwin at the volleyball line. Jacks extended. Irwin looking for some help. 9 on the shot clock now as Rookledge comes over to try to help Thill. Thill helps himself with a nice crossover. Finds Brown. Uh-oh. It's off back iron. Brown thought he got that one. Looked good. And double dribble called. Tough there. Not sure if Kirby Vanderhoen actually established there, but nonetheless, called for the violation. Thill gets by the defender, kicks to the corner. The ball's rotated out. Brown drives into the paint, kicks, pump fake. Jacks just continuing to move the ball outside and do a great job timing. Young goes up, gets the offensive rebound, tries to throw it up behind his head, and it's no good. Short rebound, Hockinson. 3 up and on the way, no good. Rebound, Thill. Jacks do a good job boxing out there. Thill goes up the floor, and Brown is there, and Brown lays it off the glass. Jacks running away with this one here in the second half, folks. 64 to 41, on top by 23. 3 ball up and off. Irwin with the rebound. Head coach Jeray Key telling the Jacks, let's go, let's go. Kick to the corner. 3 on the way from Thill. No good. Offensive rebound, though, by Young, and Young goes up and off the glass. Young, 6'9", sophomore, proving to be very valuable. Fouled probably on Meyer there, but no call, and now we're going to get a call as Meyer goes up for the reverse layup, and we'll get to the line. Young now in double figures with 10. Andrew Meyer at the line. Misses the rim on the first one. We've all been there. 3:50 to go, and Thill will check out. Jeff Rookledge checks in. Abel Million also comes in. Trey Jenkins will sit. Fans, think about votes for player of the game here tonight. Try to get an interview with whoever that is as Meyer buckles down and hits the second. But I got a player in mind that I'd like to interview that I haven't done yet in his entire RA-long career. That might give it away right there. Brown enters it inside to Young. Young travels, somehow gets it away, and on the far side block after the assist by Rookledge is Landon Irwin, but kind of like an awkward shuffle there by Young. Maybe it was so awkward that the refs thought it was legal. Near side three up and no good. Hockinson gone cold here in the second half from long range. Double team up top. Million gets rid of it. Dime inside. Rookledge, no good. And it's out of bounds. After that last bucket by Irwin, he's got 5. Million looking to get it in, lobs it into Brown. Brown drives past everybody. He might have been fouled from behind, takes it aggressively to the rack. Man, Lonnie Brown has taken the next step in development. Now that Kevin Holden is gone, he's really put it into another gear. And there he is getting on the floor and getting rid of it. Ball is out of bounds. It's going to be Hockinson ball. But, man, look at the heart and determination there by Lonnie Brown Jr. with 18 in the game, up by 28 late in the fourth, doesn't care, sells out and dives on the floor for the loose ball. Gabe Huntley checking in, as well as Brenner Coates. Huntley a senior, Coates a freshman. Entry to Meyer. Meyer jabs, gets rid of it. 3-ball faked, couple dribbles in. Jumper no good. Rookledge, who's had himself a pretty good game here tonight, got the Lumberjacks going in the first quarter, grabs the rebound. And his pass attempt to the corner deflected out of bounds. Huntley was open in the corner and might have had a good opportunity to possibly collect some points here, as Zias Lindsay is going to check in for the first time for Landon Irwin. Bench is starting to empty here for R.A. Long with 2.5 left. Million drives, kicks, ball fake by Rookledge, hop steps, shot blocked. Keeps it alive momentarily. Million regathers. Nice crossover. Million leaves the defender in the corner and finger rolls it in. Ready, willing, and able. And that one is into the cheer staff. There's a souvenir for a lucky fan. Timeout Hockinson, 2:01 to go. It's a 30-point lead for R.A. Long. Full timeout called. Fans, just to let you know, we are available to receive donations. Yes, it's free for everyone to watch. But if you feel like providing a very small contribution to me for our services, this is where you can find our information, our Venmo, and our PayPal at N2 Media. That handsome guy in the purple in the background, and then that other handsome guy from Mark Morris from a few years back, Ashton Harvey. We do this for you, and we appreciate you always watching, so please consider $1 or $2 or $100, I don't care. Full timeout here, back to action in just a moment. 72-42, Lumberjacks are gonna get the victory. It was tight early on. Now we've got some buzzers. Exactly 2 minutes left in the game. Robert Wilson with the basketball, entering the ball game. Gabe Huntley fires it up, no good. Lindsay gets the offensive rebound, put back, no. Meyer is there to clear the rebound. Outlet up ahead. And this one's nearly thrown into the backcourt. Drop step spin, pass off to the baseline. Jay from Meyer is good. Tell you what, I don't know how much of a difference maker it would have been as the ball's defended and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Hockinson, but Meyer picking up 4 fouls with about 6 minutes to go in the third quarter kind of proved to be pretty large as Robert Wilson fires up a shot, no good. Battle for the rebound underneath with Coates, and into the ball game is Ethan Hunt. Man, that's a Mission Impossible name. I like it. Minute 13 to go. Jacks on top by 28. And looking to inbound it is Huntley. Logan Bodley off the dribble. Long. Lindsay gets the offensive rebound. Fires it out to Huntley. Huntley called for traveling. Again, fans, I need votes for player of the game. I will go over the totals a little bit later, but I'm going to go down and see if I can get a player to interview as Meyer continues to work here. Now 9, and we've got a whistle, and Lindsay is over the baseline. It's going to be a quick turnover. Hawks get another chance here. Hunt inbounds in. Meyer, hook shot. That one rolls off. Coates into the box score with a rebound. Ball on the floor, and it's going to be traveling called against Hockinson. On the floor is Brody Boniface. 37.5 to go. Wilson looking down low to Lindsay. Lindsay goes up with the left. He's blocked, and it's out of bounds. Nope, it's going to be Hockinson ball. Lindsay was appealing, but didn't get the call. Hunt. His floater no good. Rebound, Coates. And the Jacks can dribble it out. Shot clock off. And the Hawks instead get their hands on it, and Huntley covers it up. And the gym goes silent for about 1.5 seconds, and now applause raining down. The Jacks come away with the victory, 72-46. They are now 4-0 on the season, 1-0 in the Greater St. Helens League. The defending district champions from a season ago, looking to get back to Yakima, and they're going to do it one step at a time, and they take the first step in league here this evening. Good defensive effort, 46 for a fast-paced offense. Willing to bet that head coach Jareki would be happy with that. So fans, stick around and try to get someone to interview here for the post-game show. So we'll be back here in just a minute. Welcome back, folks. Nick Sisson here on behalf of Vid2 Media. Lumberjacks in the locker room, and I promise to go try to grab someone soon as they are out. In the meantime, we'll talk a little bit about who did well tonight in the victory for RA Long. 72-46, the final score. Lonnie Brown Jr. leads the way for the Lumberjacks with 18 in the ball game. Really balanced scoring overall for RA Long here. Trey Jenkins ends up with 13, Peyton Thill with 11, Rhett Young with 10, Jeff Rookledge with 9, Abel Million with 6, and Landon Irwin with 5. So a lot of contributions from just about everybody that got in here tonight. Again, 72 for the Lumberjacks in the victory. And unofficially here for the Hawks, I got Peyton Poppy with 11 to lead the way. We got Andrew Meyer and Riker Kitchen tied with 9 apiece. Ethan Wall with 7. Tanner Williams and Grant Gumringer with 4 each. Daniel Fedorenko with 2. And Kirby Vanderhouen with 1. 46 tonight for the Hawks in the defeat. And again, waiting on potentially getting a player to interview as soon as they are out of the locker room. Got to imagine that head coach Jareki pretty pleased with the second half effort that his team put forth. I mean, first half effort as well. Jacks hold the Hawks to 24 in the first half, 22 in the second half. The Jacks scored 22 all by themselves in the third quarter. So a great job tonight overall by the RA Long defense, as my capture card just continues to not capture things every now and then. Sorry about that. But RA Long picks up the victory. Let's see if we can't peep in on their schedule here. Find out where they will be next. I can tell you real quick where I will be next. Tomorrow night, I will be at Mark Morris High School. It's going to be girls basketball. Hudson's Bay coming to town. They are going to take on the Mark Morris Lady Monarchs in the girls Greater St. Helens League opener. That should be a pretty good matchup in my estimation. I think Mark Morris and Hudson's Bay are going to be fairly equal this season. So we'll be doing that one tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Be sure to come on by for that. Next game for RA Long is going to be coming up on Thursday on the road at Washougal. So if you're interested in watching that, I don't know if they've got an in-gymnasium live stream or not, but 7 o'clock against Washougal coming up on Thursday next for RA Long. Lumberjacks' next home game is going to be coming up on the 13th against Hudson's Bay. Looks like a Wednesday matchup. And then they've got Ridgefield coming to town on the 15th, and then a big one on the 19th at Columbia River. They're all going to be big, including that Ridgefield game here at home. Ridgefield's got some good players coming back as well, so nothing's going to be super easy in the Greater St. Helens League this year. Columbia River, Mark Morrison, RA Long, Ridgefield, even this Hockinson team here, you can see them competing and potentially giving themselves a good chance of making the postseason, and who knows, maybe even winning the league championship. It's not all doom and gloom here for the Hawks, just one game into the Greater St. Helens League schedule. But yeah, a lot to be determined here. Thursday, we got a good one. We're going to be on the road at Ridgefield. Mark Morris taking on the Spudders. And as I mentioned, it's going to be competitive for just about everybody. Just to recap the game here, 20-13 was the score at the end of one. Jeffrey Rookledge got off to a really good start for the Lumberjacks, hitting a couple triples. Three-point shooting tonight for RA Long was pretty much lights out, to be honest with you. And then in the second quarter, RA Long took a 33-24 lead. Their lead grew to as high as 15. Just unable to fend off the Hawks' late second quarter run that trimmed the lead down from 15 to 9 at 33-24 heading into the locker room. And then the third quarter, RA Long came out hot, scored 22 in the quarter, Hawks only managed to score 13. The Jacks took a 55-37 lead into the final 8 minutes. And, of course, they finished the Hawks off 72-46, holding Hockinson to single digits in that fourth quarter. That was the first quarter of which they only allowed single-digit scoring on the night, so saving some of their best work for the final quarter. So far, it's a different-looking RA Long team, and the defense has been tremendous so far this year for the Lumberjacks. They've had some pretty good defensive teams over the last couple of years, and if you look at the box score tonight, they're playing a super good team brand of basketball. A lot of different guys scoring, and all fairly even with one another. Let's see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different players scoring 9 or more tonight for RA Long. So good balance overall for the Lumberjacks. Hope this capture card isn't going to be a problem. Could be. I mean, at this moment, we're just kind of still framing people shooting around the gymnasium, but still, I don't want it to not work. Still waiting on the guys coming out of the locker room and see if we can't grab someone to talk to. And looks like our player of the game is probably going to be Lonnie Brown Jr. with 18 points in the win. Lonnie scoring 11 of his 18 alone in the third quarter. Third quarter seems to be his strongest so far of the season. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, if you were watching when they took on Seton Catholic on the road, Brown was able to score 18 of his 24 in the frame. So we're just hanging out here for a little bit longer and see if we can't get a player to interview, lend us their thoughts on the game and potentially the outlook for the remainder of the season. So fans, stick around here if you want for a little while longer. You can always rewatch it at any time. I do appreciate everybody dropping on in the live stream as always. Make sure you're following the pages that I mentioned. Brad Ibarretta doing a great job following on Facebook. That's how you do it, Brad. I'm here for the follows. Trying to take a look at some scores potentially around the league. Haven't seen an update on the Mark Morris and Hudson's Bay game that's over across the lake. So I'm scrolling through Twitter, seeing if I can't find that real quick for everybody. Did see a score. WF West took down Rochester like 80-39. That's a good win. 41 points. Winning by more than you're allowing your opponent to score. It's always really good. Gonna be an interesting year, though. I'll tell you what. Greater St. Helens League. It's going to be fairly tough, I think, for a few teams. As the Jacks are out of the locker room here, I'll get back to that in just a little bit. So let me run down and see if I can't grab someone, okay? All right, welcome back, everybody. Post-game show to my right. Camera right there, buddy. Lonnie Brown Jr., long overdue, my man. I've been wanting to have this interview for a long time, and tonight seemed like a really good night to do it. 18 points tonight for you. You scored 11 in the third. Kind of a slow start for you personally, but you're playing a little bit different brand of basketball, and you guys go into the locker room with a 9-point lead. You had an 18-point third quarter against Seton Catholic. Kind of what's been the secret to your play in the third quarter lately?
I don't know, just my coaches tell me to keep going and keep shooting, but it's just like our energy just goes up through the roof because we know we're going to blow out teams, trying to blow out teams the whole time. So then we just lock in more mentally and then just move the ball well, and our defense just gets us more possessions to score.
Well, I mean, a lot of people were talking about Hockinson maybe being one of those, fringe teams that could compete for a league championship, but also realistically could compete for a playoff spot this year. They got 8 seniors out there. It was kind of a track meet for you guys early on. Were you guys expecting that type of pace and how you were going to play your opponent tonight?
Yes, because our coach stays up a lot, watches film a ton, and then studies, and then gives us a good game plan, and then we follow it, and it works out.
So what's different, if anything, about this year's RA Long Lumberjacks versus the last couple of years, the teams that you've played on, obviously with Cav and Cam, Aaron, Jackson, Jake, a lot of guys are gone, but do you look at this as maybe your team, or is it the entire team's identity to kind of all play together as one?
The entire team, because we don't got one person that can go score 30, and so all of us could go get a bucket at any time, and then we have 7 guys that could go do something, so they can't focus on one person. And then we still just play defense like we have for the past couple of years. I
think you could score 30 if you really wanted to, right?
Maybe.
I think we'll see a 30-piece at some point this year, right?
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll save it. I talked to Rhett Young, about a week ago, and he's real straightforward. Kind of like, I don't know, even for me, a little intimidating just sitting there talking to him. It's like I want to get something out of him. But, his demeanor on the court, he plays kind of fierce and like he acts. What can you say about Rhett and how he's kind of come into this organization or a program and kind of, made his impression felt?
He's grown a lot. At the start, he didn't really want to talk and stuff. But then now, like once the first game happened, he just clicked and he was hustling, doing everything we needed for him. And it was really good. And he's starting to talk more and get more comfortable with us, and he helps us out a lot.
A lot of people were saying, Lonnie, that RA Long might not be the same this year because a certain person's not playing anymore that averaged 35 a game last year. But from what I can see, your guys' team defense is, just as good as anybody. So if you were to talk to the people who think this way about you, what would you say to them at what's RA Long basketball going to be like this year?
It's going to be good. We're going to keep playing as a team because it's hard to game plan against us because we have 7 guys that play good, and we all can have a different night. Like every single night we've had a different leading score every game. And everybody does their job well and play really good defense. And we've held teams under 50 every single game this year. So.
Well, I mean, it seems like that the target number for you guys is right around 45. Is that kind of what Coach preaches, is try to keep your opponents right around that?
10 to 12 points a quarter, hold them to.
You guys only allowed 9 in that fourth quarter. Last one I really had for you, what do you think about the man bun? You think you might be willing to do something like this and join me,
I like it, but I don't think
You're not, that's 0 for 2, man. Rhett turned me down, too. I was like, and then, I talked to Peyton, and obviously, on our way up, he started to copy Rhett Young and just like, let me just shave this thing completely off. And he played like a guy who had shaved hair tonight. It was just like, I saw him when he was boxing out with a kid after he fell in the lane. The next time up the court, he's like, it's like, I don't see that side of him very often. But, well, I mean, you should consider it, right? I mean, your hair might be long enough to tie it up, and who knows, ladies might like it, So, all right, buddy. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on by, and congratulations on the win. You guys go to Washougal coming up on Thursday. Then you got a couple of tough games right after that, so best of luck to you, and we'll catch up with you another time.
Thank you.
All right, right there, Lonnie Brown Jr. waving to the crowd at home. Team player of the game tonight, by the way. That's what most everyone thinks, but I definitely think that. So I appreciate you, Lonnie. Thanks for coming on out, buddy. All right, that is Lonnie Brown Jr. This is my frozen capture card. I'm going to be having to do something about it. Don't know. Hope everybody was able to at least hear that, but that's it for us, folks. Lonnie Brown Jr., 18 points player of the game tonight, as everyone in the Lumberdome is starting to leave and head for the hills, as they say. Tomorrow night we'll be back at Mark Morris High School for girls basketball, Hudson's Bay, taking on the Mark Morris Lady Monarchs, 7 o'clock tip. Hope everybody comes on back for that live stream event. And our next RA Long event is going to be coming up next week for sure. I'll have to double check. But again, the final score here tonight, RA Long wins it 72-46 over Hockinson. Lonnie Brown Jr., player of the game, 18 points to lead all scorers in the contest. Appreciate everybody coming on out and watching the live stream tonight. I am Nick Sisson on behalf of N2 Media saying thank you and good night from the Lumberdome. 72-46, RA Long with the win. Hope to see you all tomorrow.